Hello everyone. In the power system, we have generation, transmission and distribution. We can see different parts of the power system in detail in the syllabus of power generation, transmission and protection. The power system can be AC system or a DC system, or it can be an overhead system or an underground system. The commonly used is a three-phase, three-wire AC system. This is the typical layout of three-phase AC power supply scheme. An AC power supply scheme consists of generating station, primary transmission, primary distribution and secondary distribution. A generating station consists of three-phase alternators which are connected in parallel. And the usual generating voltage is 11 kV and frequency is 50 Hz in India. In the generating station itself, there will be a step-up transformer which will increase the voltage level from 11 kV to 132 kV or more. The generator used is a synchronous generator or alternator so that it produces a constant frequency voltage. Next is primary transmission. Electrical power at 132 kV is transmitted or higher voltage is transmitted by three-phase, three-wire system in primary transmission. Primary transmission uses high voltage. For a given amount of power, if the voltage increases, the current required is less. When the current is reduced, the losses, I square R losses will be less and the efficiency can be increased. So, we are using high voltages for transmission. By reducing the current, we can also reduce the conductor material required. Next is secondary transmission. In secondary transmission, this 132 kV is reduced to 33 kV or 66 kV by using step-down transformers. Then this 66 kV or 33 kV is taken to the substation by using a three-phase, three-wire overhead system. Next is primary distribution. From the substations, this 66 or 33 kV is reduced to 11 kV and big consumers having demand more than 50 kilowatt are supplied by 11 kV supply. This is primary distribution, and in the secondary distribution there will be distribution substations or distribution transformers where the 11 kV voltage is converted to 400 volt and which uses a three-phase four-wire at the secondary side of transformer. By using three-phase four-wire system, we have a provision for neutral conductor. If we take the voltage between two lines, then the voltage will be 400 volt, and if it is between a line and neutral conductor, then the voltage will be 230 volt. So, we can have three-phase or single-phase supply from three-phase four-wire distribution transformer. Usually, the residential lighting loads are connected with 230 volt supply and the high-power loads are connected with three-phase supply. And the first portion in power system is the generation. The generation of electricity is converting any energy available in different forms into electrical energy. Usually, the generator is an alternator and it is coupled to a prime mover which will rotate the alternator or which will provide mechanical energy for the alternator. This is the installed grid capacity in India. You can see that the coal is having maximum capacity with nearly 55% and renewable energy having 23%, large hydro is having 12%, etc. Conventionally, we used to generate power from hydel power plant, thermal power plants and nuclear power plants. Nowadays, we are moving on to non-conventional sources like solar, wind, fuel cell, geothermal, tidal, etc. In our syllabus, we have solar and wind only. So first we can see conventional sources of generation. First one is thermal power plant or steam power station. In a thermal power plant, there will be a steam turbine and generator which will convert mechanical energy to electrical energy. The main advantages of thermal power plant are less initial cost compared to other generating stations. If you are considering a hydel power plant, we have to construct the dam and additional things. So it costs high. So compared to other generating station, less cost for installation. And the fuel cost is cheap compared to nuclear power stations. And it can be installed at any places. We can transport the coal to any places, so it can be located at any place, and it requires less space compared to hydroelectric power station, and cost of generation is less than diesel power station. The main disadvantage is it pollutes the atmosphere due to the production of large amount of smoke and fumes, and it is costlier in running when taking the running cost compared to hydroelectric power plants. This is the basic layout of thermal power station. The input is coal, which is taken to the boiler. The boiler is having an input of coal, water and air. In the boiler, by burning the fuel, coal, the water is converted into steam. This steam is given to the steam turbine. This steam turbine is coupled to the generator which produces electrical energy. There is a condenser which converts the steam to water and which can be again fed back to the boiler. This is the general diagram of a thermal power plant. While using a boiler, turbine and generator arrangement, a steam turbine power plant will have only a efficiency of 20 to 30%. So, some additional components are included along with the basic components to improve the efficiency of thermal power plant. This is the complete diagram of a thermal power station. It consists of boiler, turbine and generator. Along with that, some additional equipments to improve the efficiency. Here, there is coal and ash handling plants to store the coal and to crush the coal into pieces before giving into the boiler. And ash handling plant is for removing the ash from the boiler and to store it. And there is superheater, which is for improving the efficiency of the system by superheating the steam produced in the boiler. It uses heat from the flue gases of the coal burnt. So, by using the heat from flue gases, superheater will superheat the steam output from the boiler before giving it to the turbine. And another part is economizer. Economizer will preheat the water into the boiler. While we are giving water to the boiler, it will pass us through the economizer. Economizer also uses the heat from flue gases so that it increases the efficiency of the system. And there is air preheater. Air preheater is also for preheating the air given to the boiler. It also uses flue gases from the burnt coal while it is moving to the chimney. So these three parts increases the efficiency of the system. And there is condenser which will convert the used steam back to the water and it can be again fed back to the boiler. And there is cooling tower arrangement and the water pumps for pumping the water from the river to the boiler. This is the complete arrangement of a thermal power plant by using flue gases In the superheater, economizer and air preheater, we can increase the efficiency of the system. Other two non-conventional sources are hydel and nuclear. We can see that in the next class. Thank you.